Here's Johnny!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're exploring the famous times when an actor's physical, emotional, or mental states were negatively affected by an iconic film role, long after the production wrapped.
Look what I have created! I have made fire!
Lady Gaga, House of Gucci.
I'm sorry, have we met? Elizabeth Taylor.
Patrizia Reggiani.
Yes, of course, Patrizia Reggiani.
In 2021, Gaga continued her rise in the film industry by starring as the manipulative criminal Patrizia Reggiani in House of Gucci.
Maurizio Gucci, you're urgently needed in accounting.
Considering it was a biopic involving Reggiani hiring an assassin to kill her ex-husband, the character was always going to be difficult for Gaga, but it really affected her mental health. During filming, while adopting method acting skills, Gaga employed a psychiatric nurse to help her feel safer. Getting into Reggiani's character also brought up Gaga's memories of being assaulted as a teenager. As such, she struggled to let go of the role.
Do you want to be left in the dust? You want to keep selling coffee mugs in airports? Is that your legacy? It's time to take out the trash.
Unsurprisingly, Gaga has been vocal in her belief that no actor should push themselves like she did.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
What are you saying? What are you saying to me? Huh? These are words, Domenico. I'm not talking to you. You come to my daughter's school. What the f*** is wrong with you?
Custody, he wants to make this as easy as possible for both of you.
Shared custody? Are we talking about divorce?
Anne Hathaway, Mother Mary.
The cast of Mother Mary is speaking out about Anne Hathaway's emotional scenes.
Ever the dedicated performer, Hathaway has had several roles that have stuck with her for far longer than she wanted. The latest addition to this is the upcoming film Mother Mary.
And so, of course, this day was terrifying. A little monster on her shoulder, but no one realized until after the first take. And then to keep doing it, take after take, that requires a lot of strength. Gallons and tons.
Hathaway, who's playing a musician struggling with a crisis, from day one had a different mindset as she felt like a, quote, beginner after shedding elements of herself for the part. Director David Lowery told Vogue that at one point, it was like shooting the infamous Apocalypse Now. The intensity of one scene caused Hathaway to break down on set, eventually composing herself to apologize to co-star Michaela Cole for the potential her performance had to cause hurt.
In a July 9th interview with Vogue, director David says, "At one point, Annie broke down and said, 'I have to apologize because I think what's going to come out of me will hurt you.' And Michaela took her hands and said, 'I love you. I trust you.'"
Bill Skarsgård, It.
Hiya, Georgie. What a nice boat.
For the audience, watching a horror film can be terrifying, and it can live with you long after the end credits. Sometimes for the actors involved, it can be a similar story.
Tasty, tasty, beautiful fear.
For 2017's It, Skarsgård's work performing Pennywise the Clown was as horrifying to the audience as it was to his own psyche. After filming had wrapped, he would have recurring nightmares of Pennywise. Sometimes the clown was another entity that he had to argue with to leave him be.
You will just leave us be. I will take him, only him, and then I will have my long rest, and you will all live to grow and thrive and lead happy lives.
Other times, he was trying to separate himself from the character. It took Skarsgård time and effort to let go of the character and move on. However, all of that work was probably undone when he returned as Pennywise for the 2019 sequel, It Chapter 2.
Oh, nobody wants to kiss the fat boy.
Just leave me alone!
Alone? Oh, you've always been alone.
Heather Donahue, The Blair Witch Project.
The search party claims that the stench of death was still thick, and whomever had taken the bodies had done so in a matter of hours.
In 1999, the world was rocked by the Blair Witch Project. Redefining horror with the found footage subgenre, a portion of viewers believed they were watching a documentary rather than a fictional film. As such, they took their anger out on the cast, including Donahue, as well as her mother getting sympathy cards for her character's death. Angry viewers who felt deceived told Donahue they wished she were dead.
I'm coming! boots aren't laced. Oh my God, what the f*** is that? What the f*** is that?
Even leaving the acting business behind in 2008 didn't help her move on. When the Blair Witch sequel was announced for 2016, Donahue cried in the bathtub as the memories flooded back.
Is that what we're here to do? Let's make some movies.
After changing her name and getting paid for her likeness being used, she developed alcohol use disorder. More recently, she has started a new alcohol-free lifestyle.
So sorry for everything that has happened. Because in spite of what Mike says now, it is my fault. Because it was my project. And I insisted.
Michael B. Jordan, Black Panther.
You're not telling me that's vibranium too, huh?
No, I'm just feeling it.
Often, people like to think that playing the villain in a film is all fun and games, but sometimes it can really wear on your mental health. In 2018, Black Panther debuted, changing the landscape of the industry with Jordan as the baddie Killmonger. To get into the character's head, the actor isolated himself to allow the, quote, nastiness of rage and sadness to fester as he, quote, shut out love.
On our way back, just drop us off in Wakanda.
You don't want to go there, boy?
Yeah, I do.
Drop it! Or your little Bonnie and Clyde routine ends today.
However, he didn't have an escape plan from breaking out of that mindset when production was over. As such, love from others close to him and general positivity were overwhelming. So Jordan took himself to therapy, which he credits with helping him significantly.
I want the throne.
Hey, you, the tuna.
Y'all sitting up here comfortable. Must feel good. It's about 2 billion people all over the world that looks like us, but their lives are a lot harder. Wakanda has the tools to liberate them all.
James Cromwell, Babe.
The time comes for all creatures when childhood ends and the doorway opens to life as an adult.
After riding his motorbike through Texas in 1974 and seeing many stockyards of farm animals, Cromwell became a vegetarian. When he signed up for 1995's Babe, a film about a livestock pig becoming a sheepdog pig, he wasn't expecting it to change his life forever.
Shame to miss out on the best ham prize at next year's fair is all. Nice plump haunches he's getting. Beautiful. Still, silly to wait, I suppose.
Yet it did.
Come on, Piggy. Come on. Oh, come on. There's a boy. There's a good boy. Come on, then. Come on.
Interacting with the animals and seeing some of those creatures he shared the screen with being used on the lunch table while filming in Australia, Cromwell became a vegan. Not only that, he developed into a vocal activist in the movement, leading to him working with animal welfare groups and even being arrested for protesting animal abuse.
That'll do, Pig. That'll do.
Dylan O'Brien, Maze Runner, The Death Cure. The final film in the trilogy, 2018's Maze Runner, The Death Cure, was meant to be O'Brien's swan song with the character before he moved on to other projects. Instead, during filming, he suffered severe injuries that left their mark on him ever since.
You know, we can still fix this, Snoop. Okay, we can.
Before performing a stunt that involved him being pulled from a car, he shared safety concerns but was ignored. When the sequence took place, O'Brien was struck by another vehicle. Production was halted as the actor suffered facial fractures, brain trauma, and a concussion, requiring him to undergo reconstructive surgery.
You're gonna help us with that too.
Try to relax. This is gonna sting.
Let's just get it over with.
O'Brien has spoken about the difficult time he experienced emotionally afterwards, wondering if he'd ever return to acting. Thankfully, he was able to.
It was horrible. It was a very scary thing. But we came back, you know, all got together again a year later. It was like we never left. It was the right thing, too. Had to finish it off and do it on a positive note. And then we ended up not, I mean, it couldn't have ended on a more positive note, I feel like. It was so much fun out there.
Christian Bale, The Machinist. If there was a Hall of Fame for method acting, Bale would be a shoo-in.
You okay?
Don't I look okay?
If you were any thinner, you wouldn't exist. What's wrong?
I don't know.
Yet that kind of commitment can wear a person down. For 2004's The Machinist, Bale consumed an apple and a can of tuna per day to lose a third of his weight for the role. His new physical state wreaked havoc on the anxiety of his wife, who accidentally woke him up when she was checking if he was breathing at night. Shortly after the film, Bale was cast as the title role in Batman Begins. As such, he consumed a lot to bulk up. Bale did something similar for 2018's Vice.
You have authorization to shoot down any aircraft deemed a threat.
The toll has caused him to retire from this weight-fluctuating method.
Ill will, vengeance? Vengeance means revenge, Miller. I'm sure you know what revenge means, don't you? I'm onto you, Miller. Despite your stupid jokes, you secretly blame me for the accident. New car or not, you despise me for it. How'd you get into my place? Duplicate keys, credit card, what?
Leonardo DiCaprio, The Revenant. If he didn't get an Oscar for his acting work in 2015's The Revenant, DiCaprio definitely deserved one for dealing with everything he went through. Not only did he have a tough time, but the crew described it as, quote, a living hell. DiCaprio stated that this was the toughest film he'd been in. After all, he got inside real animal carcasses and consumed raw bison liver, despite reports of him being a vegetarian.
Tirado.
¿Qué te quiere do?
Grizzly.
Yet it was the cold temperature when shooting in the isolated wilderness of Alberta, Canada that really played havoc on him, as he picked up the flu several times during production.
Could be Ree. If they aren't his, we lose them.
Unless he re-enlisted so he could justify killing again. These tracks right here are his.
Bob Hoskins, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Tunes.
Merging live action and cartoons, 1988's Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a trailblazing film that gave Hoskins one of his most famous roles. However, despite the accolades, it wasn't an easy-breezy time for him. Because most of his co-stars were cartoons, Hoskins had to use his imagination on set.
Good-looking guy like that? The dames will be breaking his door down.
Dames? What dames? Don't think I'm the only one for me. You'll see. We'll ride them up this piddling picadillo. We're gonna be happy again. You got that? Happy. T-P-P-I.
So to prepare for the role, he had tea parties with his daughter for hours, as she was known to have many imaginary friends. With that practice, he was able to visualize Roger and others on set.
You've got the wrong idea about me, Mr. Valiant. I'm a pawn in this, just like Roger. Can you help me find him? Just name your price, and I'll pay it.
Yeah, I bet you would. You gotta have the rabbit to make the scam work.
No, I love my husband. You've got me all wrong.
However, when production was done, Hoskins couldn't turn that off. For months afterwards, he would see the cartoon cast in his everyday life, gnawing away at his sanity.
Don't tell me you lost your sense of humor already.
Does this answer your question?
Hoskins took a year off to get his mind in shape. Margot Robbie, I, Tonya.
I was loved. I can't describe how that felt. There were people standing up. I was just, for the first time, I knew I was the best figure skater in the world.
It wasn't playing the unhinged Harley Quinn in several movies that made Robbie question her sanity. Instead, it was portraying the controversial ice skater Tonya Harding in 2017's I, Tonya that did.
Hey, how do I get a fair shot here? Because I'm up at 5 every morning working my ass off. Does someone want to just tell me to my face, you're never going to give me the scores I deserve?
This is how it's done. Some of these girls have paid their dues.
I don't give a shit. I outskated them today.
Throughout, she had to live in Harding's skates as she experienced several abusive relationships, which Robbie has described as, quote, traumatic. Yet it was the relationship between her character and Sebastian Stan's Jeff Gillooly, Harding's former husband, that really tipped her over the edge.
Tonya, Get in the house.
I'm not going inside with you. Why would I go inside? Ow!
Robbie has stated she struggled with separating herself and Harding from Stan and his character, causing her to think their arguments were real and forgetting they were on camera. She even admitted to attacking Stan as she stated that she had lost her mind.
What did you do? What did you do?
Adrian Brody, the pianist.
I'd suggest we just sit on a bench somewhere. I mean, it's another official decree, no Jews allowed on public benches.
This is absurd.
I'll tell you what we can do. We can just stand here and talk.
Another performer who utilizes method acting techniques, Brody went all out playing Polish-Jewish pianist Władysław Spielman in the 2002 World War II film The Pianist. As well as learning the piano, Brody went further by removing items from his life, stripping it to the bare necessities to help understand the mind of someone who lost everything. He also isolated himself from loved ones, including breaking up with his partner, which Brody later admitted was, quote, toxic. The actor even starved himself to drop weight. This hunger experience left Brody with PTSD, depression, and an eating disorder for a year.
Was machen Sie da? Ich wollte diese Büchse öffnen.
While this dedication made Brody the youngest Best Actor Oscar winner in history, the role haunted him for a year and a half.
Und Sie?
Ich habe noch einen. Einen wärmeren. Was werden Sie eigentlich tun, wenn das hier alles vorbei ist?
Ich werde wieder Klavier spielen. Im polnischen Rundfunk.
Uma Thurman, Kill Bill Volume 2. After the box office and critical success of 2004's Kill Bill Volume 2, rumors immediately began for a third installment, which director Quentin Tarantino publicly expressed his desire to do several times. However, it never materialized. Well, in 2018, we discovered why.
Bill. Where's Bill?
Where's Bill?
The film's star, Thurman, went public with the car crash that nearly robbed her of her life on set. For a driving scene, despite the stunt safety being questioned, Tarantino persuaded Thurman to drive it instead of a stunt performer. Unfortunately, and perhaps unsurprisingly, the car crashed. Immediately, Thurman thought she wouldn't walk again. While thankfully she could, her neck and knees endured permanent damage. It took years for Tarantino and Thurman to reconcile after the experience, with the director publicly apologizing.
The apology comes as Thurman released this footage given to her years after by Tarantino of the same scene, showing her struggling to control the blue convertible.
Jim Carrey, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I guess I could use a little social interaction.
One of the worst parts of acting is the hours of boredom in makeup, but for Carrey in 2000's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, it was far worse. He described the transformation as, quote, being buried alive.
Car would have paid for itself by now. Oh, goody. Another load coming down.
After the first day of being in the chair for 8.5 hours, a spiraling Carrey kicked a hole in his trailer. To help, a person who trained CIA operatives to endure torture was hired. Considering Carrey wore the makeup 100 times, this would haunt you for a long time.
Mr. Grinch, my name is Cindy Lou Who.
You see? Even now, the terror is welling up inside you.
I'm not scared.
Denial is to be expected in the face of pure evil.
Carrey also lost himself when portraying Andy Kaufman in 1999's Man on the Moon. After living the character on and off set for months, he struggled to let the character go and felt as though he was never the same.
Thank you for this friendly, friendly world. Thank you. And goodbye.
Tom Hanks, Castaway. In 2000's Castaway, the filmmakers did the improbable, making the audience care so deeply for an inanimate object, the handprint-smeared volleyball Wilson.
Pretty well-made fire, huh, Wilson? Oh.
Shown almost like an autonomous character, this depiction even caused star Hanks to hear the ball's dialogue in his head. He stated to Graham Bessinger that working all the time was the cause. In fact, Hanks doesn't even remember the director calling action or cut. Yet away from his mind melting, Hanks also received a cut to his leg that got infected, which nearly took his life.
Now, if we average 15 feet a day, plus we have to build it, we have to stock it, we have to...
After a few days in the hospital, he recovered, at least physically. However, that close call and hearing voices in his head probably stuck around for a while.
I'm sorry! Wilson! I can't! Wilson! Wilson!
Janet Leigh, Psycho.
You make respectability sound disrespectful.
In cinema's vast history of iconic scenes, this one is regularly considered one of the best. Of course, we're talking about Leigh's shower scene demise in 1960's Psycho. The shot of the plug hole following the attack alone has left its influence across the industry ever since. However, while many look back at the scene with admiration, Leigh was not one of them. In fact, that incident plagued her deeply. Leigh stated in interviews that she gave up taking showers, instead opting for baths each time. But before that, she had to make sure the front and back doors were locked. Then, Leigh would leave the bathroom door open, and she'd face the entrance from the tub, always on edge.
But when I saw it and realized how completely defenseless we are in a shower.
Natalie Portman, Black Swan. 2010's Black Swan had Natalie Portman's character Nina go through the ringer as her mental health deteriorated, abuse and paranoia taking over her life.
Not so controlled. Seducers. Not just the prince, but the court, the audience, the entire world. Come on. The fouettés are like a spider spinning a web. Attack it! Attack it! Come on!
Well, the actor also experienced plenty of traumatic experiences too. In one scene, where Nina is having her ribs examined by a medic, it was actually an injury Portman sustained IRL.
Oh, does it feel jammed in the front every time you plie?
Sometimes, not always.
One more pull, okay?
The ballet training alone was intense, as the actor worked hours on it for months, eventually reaching 8 hours per day. Portman also had to achieve a dancer's frame, causing her to develop an eating disorder as she shrank. As such, Portman stated her regrets on immediately working on 2011's Thor, where she felt mentally and physically spent, instead of going to rehab to mend herself.
Don't come in here!
What's this?
It's called privacy! I'm not 12 anymore!
You're not my Nina right
Leave me alone!
Shelley Duvall, The Shining.
What sort of injury did he have?
He dislocated his shoulder.
How did he manage to do that?
Well, it was just one of those things, purely an accident.
When she spoke about working with Stanley Kubrick in the 2001 documentary Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures, Duvall was bewildered by how a nice person could do cruel things when he was directing.
I'll come back later on with a couple of sandwiches for you, and maybe you'll let me read something then.
Wendy, let me explain something to you. Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration.
Working together in 1980's The Shining, Duvall stated that they would do up to 50 recorded rehearsals before doing it properly. And even then, Kubrick would do many, many takes, pushing his actors to provide more and more.
There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny.
One scene, involving Duvall swinging a baseball bat, was filmed 127 times.
Put the bat down, Wendy.
Stop it!
Wendy, give me the bat.
Please! Billy!
Give me the bat.
Stop it!
Give me the bat.
Considering filming took a year, with Duvall having to be in a heightened state of fear and hysterics throughout, it was incredibly taxing. While she was happy to have had that experience, she added she wouldn't do it again. Daniel Day-Lewis, Gangs of New York.
Give him to the law. See he gets a good education.
As a leading figure in method acting, when Day-Lewis is working on a project, he lives and breathes the role. As William Bill the Butcher Cutting in 2002's Gangs of New York, the actor hired a real-life butcher and circus knife-throwing performers to teach him skills for his character.
The first draft in Union history.
Even when walking around the streets of Rome, Italy, where the film was shot, Day-Lewis would get into fights with locals as Bill. Yet his dedication to the craft had severe effects on his health. Day-Lewis refused to switch his thin coat for a thicker one, as those thicker ones didn't exist at the time the movie was set. As such, he contracted pneumonia. Thankfully, Day-Lewis got treatment and recovered.
Bricks, bats, axes, knives, pistols.
No pistols.
Good boy.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight.
Let's wind the clocks back a year. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened? Your balls drop off?
As well as becoming the pinnacle of portraying the Joker, Ledger's work in 2008's The Dark Knight was also one of the best comic character performances.
Do you know where I can find Harvey? I need to talk to him about something. Just something little, huh? No.
However, that talent sadly came with a cost. When Batman interrogated Joker, Ledger threw himself around the room, breaking tiles.
Have all these rules, and you think they'll save you.
Who's in control? I have one rule.
Oh, then that's the rule you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. And tonight, you're gonna break your one rule.
While he spoke positively about his experience afterwards, the stress of the role appeared to contribute to issues for the actor as he struggled with illness and insomnia. Sadly, accidental use of prescription medicine led to Ledger's untimely passing.
I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
You'll be in a better jail forever.
Maybe we could share one. You know, they'll be doubling up the rate this city's inhabitants are losing their minds.
This city.
Another Joker performance that taxed the actor was Joaquin Phoenix. In 2019's Joker, he became obsessed with losing weight for the role. It soon became a disorder for Phoenix, causing him not to want to repeat it in the future.
Come on, Murray. Do I look like the kind of clown that could start a movement? I killed those guys because they were awful. Everybody is awful these days. It's enough to make anyone crazy.
Have you ever played a role, either professional or amateur, that stuck with you for a while, for better or worse? Let us know below.
Do me a favor, for once in your life. Honest to God, shut up for a minute. Anyway, like I was saying, you don't know about real love, there's this old couple.